So I was very kindly asked by a connection in my professional at work, John Hansen, what my opinion is of what other things will come about if the C-suite accepts procurement as a strategic partner. And the second question was, are we stuck in that living in the van by the river mentality, and do we need to get out? So let me get right to it. I have thoughts on both questions. Three things I can think of off the top of my head that will happen, some more quickly than others if the C-suite accepts procurement as more of a strategic partner, is increased brand awareness, more effective change management, and fostering a sense of innovation. I mentioned in one of my other posts a while back that we need to be marketers. That's one thing that I see Procurement 2024 really headed towards, is that we need to do a better job of marketing what we do. So when the C-suite accepts procurement as a strategic partner, we end up having more of a holistic view of what each piece of the organization does, and we're better able to strategize and put together a more effective multi-year business plan. And hopefully that's what people are doing, is multi-year business planning, because it will better help procurement as well identify what's on the procurement plan itself. Hey, we can't always have an emergency, and things can't always just come up, and we didn't know that we needed it now. Okay, we have a more long-term approach on that, and we need to, because procurement is one of those things that we need to be able to help execute on an organization's roadmap, right? So when you have an increased brand awareness, that will help the organization better pitch ourselves to the vendor community on what it is we actually do. It's not only, hey, you should submit a proposal for evaluation. It's the fact that there are, some real gaps in information on in the vendor community on what an organization does, what an organization needs to really be able to keep their lights on, and what an organization needs to be able to set themselves up for success. And when you have procurement as a strategic partner, you can more appropriately feed that information not only to those not only to executive leadership, but also to the vendor community. More effective change management will come about because then we do have that, again, more holistic view of what everyone's needs are. We can find commonalities and help attack some of those pain points or, common needs at the same time, while also crafting a plan for any, unique considerations that a business area may have. And innovation will naturally come about because once you start talking, you actually start talking to other areas of your organization. Sometimes they may have ways of doing things that you may not necessarily have thought about before. And the other thing is that some of the greatest conversations that I have with other areas of my organization is some of the tools that they use to be able to get their day-to-day work done. And they have those insights of what's on the market because they have those direct vendor relationships. I don't necessarily do vendor management to the extent that some organizations do, and I specialize in indirect procurement. So even though I'm running the procurement process, I'm facilitating it. I don't have that day-to-day interaction with vendors and have that information at the ready that really allows me to become an expert in like a commodity, for example. I do think that, yes, some organizations are still in the living in the van down by the water sort of mentality, but more and more as procurement is advancing and transforming, particularly through digital transformation as well, you are going to see us moving away from that. It actually requires us to finally move into the neighborhood and into more of a well-developed subdivision. So, being a strategic partner requires you to have an active role in discussions, and having that arm's length mentality away from the rest of the group is going to have you disconnected and flat out unprepared for the necessary discussions that need to happen.